Welcome to 365 Christian Men, where every day we aim to inspire and encourage with real-life stories about men. July 21st, Kemmons Wilson. Kemmons Wilson was already a movie theater-owning millionaire when he took his wife and 5 little children to the capital for a family vacation. They stayed in a $6 a night motel room that was not only dingy and cramped, but its price zoomed to $16 a night as soon as the motel owner saw the kids. Wilson told his wife it wasn't fair, and within a year, he opened his own motel in Memphis and named it Holiday Inn after the Bing Crosby and Astaire Christmas flick. In Wilson's motels, children stayed free, rooms had air conditioning, and most of his motels had restaurants and swimming pools. In 1972, the chain became the first to generate a revenue of $1 billion, with more than 1,400 branches across the world. Let's look at how Wilson got started.
If you want to move forward, make friends, establish trust, and keep both. 17-year-old Kemmons Wilson barely glanced at the Memphis streetcar. It took longer to walk to town, but Kemmons didn't have the 7 cents required to ride. It didn't matter. Kemmons knew how to pinch every ounce of copper out of every penny earned. Even when he found work, he wouldn't ride the streetcar. When he quit school, his mother wasn't happy, but she couldn't stop him. He figured it was more important to eat than to get an education. Heck, the Great Depression had wealthy men sweeping leaves. Maybe hardship was new to them, but not to him. To help his single mother, he started working when he was 5. At the memory, he grinned. He'd gotten paid to ride in the back of a truck next to an old piano. His job was to sing "Over There" to raise money for war bonds. He wasn't even sure he sang on pitch. After that, he had had plenty of jobs. Still, yesterday's news had hit hard. His mother had lost her bookkeeping job. Kemmons sucked in a determined breath. He didn't know how, but he would support them, and they would never be poor again. When Kemmons finally reached town, he looked for work. A brokerage firm offered him $12 a week to write the latest stock prices on a board. He took it, but he wanted better. Staying after work, he learned the bookkeeper's job because the bookkeeper made $35 a week. And when that guy left, the firm gave Kemmons the job, but they only paid him $15 a week. Kemmons quit. Never again would he work for someone else. But now what? Kemmons thought about one of his favorite places, the Memphis Theater. They didn't offer moviegoers any snacks, so he talked to the manager, and the manager talked to the owner. They agreed Kemmons could put a popcorn machine out front. But popcorn machines were $50, and Kemmons had no money. He asked the man who sold the machine if he could pay him $1 a week until he paid it off. "Son, you look like an honest young man," he said. "I'm going to sell it to you." Kemmons would live up to the proprietor's trust. If he was going anywhere, he needed to make friends, establish trust, and keep both. Soon Kemmons, who sold popcorn for a nickel a bag, had success. But it wasn't long until his profits exceeded the theater manager's salary, and the manager took the job away from him. Kemmons told his mother, "I'm going to get myself a movie theater. Nobody else will ever take my popcorn machine away from me." Kemmons sold his popcorn machine to the theater manager, and he used the money to buy 5 pinball machines for $10 each. He found the best locations for him, and he hustled like mad. His next successful business venture was born. Now, a few years later, Kemmons bought his first movie theater. Over a lifetime, he would own 11 theaters. When Kemmons had the biggest idea of his lifetime, building the Holiday Inn chain, he again looked for the right person to help him. He chose Wallace Johnson. Their lifelong partnership was founded on a relationship with God and each other, hard work, and trust. When one needed something, the other was there. Listen to a scripture. When we have learned not to give up, it shows we have stood the test. And when we have stood the test, it gives us hope. Romans 5:4. By 1965, there were 661 Holiday Inns. The business they created together produced a new job every 56 minutes and a new room every 29 minutes. Now, following the tradition of the Gideons, Kemmons and Wallace saw that each room offered its readers spiritual refreshment along with a good night's sleep, and they put a Bible in each room. "If Wallace gets to heaven before I do," said Kemmons, "I'm going to go to the pearly gates and ask St. Peter to give me Wallace as my partner for an eternity." What relationships can you establish and keep in your success journey? If you want to move forward, make friends, establish trust, and keep both. It is said that you can't make old friends. You need to start early and keep them for a long time. And as Kemmons did, he made friends, kept their trust, and did both for a lifetime.
Thank you for listening to today's story. Every day of the year, our hope is to inspire you with real-life stories of faithful men who have gone before us. Hebrews 12:1 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily ensnares us. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us." Join us tomorrow for another story at 365christianmen.com.